Assembly has just woken up the committees. The National Assembly, let me say this, the Speaker and the Senate President are not aware of what the chairman of the committees are doing in the National Assembly. And members of the committee are not also aware. It is just a one-man squad only. And I say this, between 2016 and 2019, emergency contracts of over 2 trillion were awarded under the supervision of the chairman of both committees. And this is the list of the awardees, and this is how they were all distributed. In this list, the chairman Senate committee, on behalf of the Senate, and when we asked the Senate members, they didn't know. They said they don't know. He collected 1,000 of those jobs and said he was going to give it to the Senate. The records are there. These 1,000 contracts were collected by a man called NASS Abamuche on behalf of the Senate. And furthermore, they came, the immediate crisis now that came was as a result of the budget. How did the budget run into problem? It was in 2016. The bureaucracy told us when we came in that in 2016 there was no budget. 2017 there was no budget. 2018 there was no budget. The budget for 2019 was just passed some few days ago. What led to it? When a chairman of Senate became chairman in 2015, he called the bureaucracy and said, "Look, you need to include for me 15 million naira projects in this budget." The bureaucracy said, "Okay, that's fair enough." They went behind and worked it out. When they came back, the chairman said, "Look, I didn't say 15 billion. I said 150 billion. So the bureaucracy went back, and they couldn't comply because there was no way they could do that. So the chairman now went back to the bureaucracy. Why don't you award this in emergency? Why are we going to go through due process? That was how the emergency procedures were breached. And the commission now has a commitment of over 3 trillion. How can this continue? And that is what the IMC and the Honorable Minister said, look, we have to write things. And it went further. They didn't just stop there. The chairman House Committee on the NDDC came up to us. And I give you an example. This is proof. He brought out a training program, emergency training program for 6.4 trillion, for 6.4 billion, and said that he has met the first milestone, that he needs us to pay him 3.7 billion. We said, look, this milestone you're talking about, the file is here. We said, look, this milestone you are talking about cannot be paid because you have not done it. He said the job belongs to the speaker. We said we're not paying. So we went to meet the speaker. The speaker said he's not aware of such a thing. Then it was not in the budget at all. When they now passed the 2019 budget, the chairman House Committee now included it, an emergency project and line by line items that we must pay the money. We said we are not paying. Now they are talking about 40 billion, that we have expended 40 billion or we have stolen 40 billion. How can that be possible? All the payments we have made on projects, I'm the executive director of projects. I took my time. We have to verify. We have to inspect them. I took my time. I went from state to state. Everything, I recorded it. And whenever it is satisfied that you have done work that merits payment, we will pay you. And we were not paying as they used to pay. So the contractors are very angry. Normally, once you have a contract in NDDC, it is like you have won a lottery. A contract that they will award to you in NDDC for 700 million, you can use 10 or 20 million to do it. So when we inspect the project, we now look at your BEME, your bill of engineering quantities. We now rate it, the job you have done, and we issue you IPC for that job. And in that process, we have saved the commission over 50 billion naira already.